Feed the neighborhood with a tailgate-ready Big Bow Box. It's bow time.
Welcome back to another episode of Extra Points. Joining me today is special correspondent from the Richmond Times-Dispatch, Savannah Reger, and the sports editors, Grant Johnson and Madison Hricik. JMU in their final game against Coastal Carolina was able to come away with a victory, a pretty dominating victory too, if I must say so, 47-7. Todd Centeio, 4 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. Great performance from him. I guess there's no game to preview here, really, so I guess we'll just recap this one. What did the Dukes do well out there?
You know, I think the best thing that they did is they got consistent really fast, and that was exactly what we were talking about this morning. The offense got rolling quickly. They were able to get 2 quick field goals on the board by Camden Wise, both really clean kicks. And, you know, I think that really helped even when Coastal scored their lone touchdown in the first quarter. But, you know, after that first quarter, after that Coastal touchdown, you know, things really started to come in favor of JMU. I know Signetti talked a little bit about, you know, a couple missed opportunities, people being a little too selfish here and there, trying to get a sack or a TFL or whatever. But overall, I really thought this was a picturesque final game for these seniors and for this team in their first year in the FBS.
And winning by 40, I don't think was in the book for anybody. So how surprising was that score at the end of this game?
I'm honestly not that surprised about it. I mean, Coastal Carolina came up battered and hurt, and JMU just took advantage of it. I mean, the Dukes said that they didn't make any adjustments on the offense, and eventually it just started to click. So I think that this is kind of expected. Now, for looking at the other season last year to this season, it's not expected. That's just how it goes. But now, looking at it, it makes sense.
Continuing on, I mean, Grant, we kind of talked about this a little bit before, but JMU today winning this game, that would technically crown them the Sun Belt East champs. So how big of a win was this for them, even though they may not be eligible?
You know, JMU left no doubt on the field that they're the best team in the Sun Belt today, even though they technically can't be, you know, represented in the Sun Belt Championship, and technically already Coastal Carolina, because they're going to the Sun Belt Championship because of JMU's postseason ineligibility, is technically the Kings of the East. JMU is not having that. After the game, it was "We are the champions." It was holding up Kings of the East signs. And you know, they left no doubt. They won by 40 points, and even with, you know, Grayson McCall playing Sun Belt Offensive Preseason Player of the Year for Coastal Carolina, who's out, their quarterback, you know, even then, I still don't see how, you know, one guy can turn around a 40-point game. So today, JMU showed that when they're healthy, when all cylinders are clicking at home, you know, at Bridgeforth with a healthy Todd Centeio, you know, airing it out to Chris Thornton and all his guys, that JMU is the best team in the Sun Belt, and it really wasn't close.
You kind of talked about that Offensive Player of the Year award for the Sun Belt. Quarterback Todd Centeio, 5 touchdowns today. Where does he stand in that competition?
Yeah, I mean, he should be first, I'd say. Another multi-touchdown performance from Todd. He had that kind of middle-of-the-season blip after that Georgia Southern game, which he played really well in, you know, even though JMU lost. You know, he got banged up. You know, he kind of strained his oblique. He missed the Marshall game. You know, wasn't really full 100% against Louisville, but then he really turned it on at the end of the year. Kind of got back to what he was when he got JMU to the 5-0 start, when JMU was lighting it up, scoring 44 points a game for the first 4 games. And, you know, really kind of got the footing back. And if you want to talk about JMU being the best team in the East and probably the best team in the Sun Belt, then I think you've got to look at Todd Centeio as to go along with that as Sun Belt Offensive Player of the Year.
And then talking about Todd Centeio, he's one of the seniors of this team. Savannah, you've been around this team probably longer than any of us have. So what do these seniors mean, including Todd and some of the rest of them?
These seniors mean a lot. These seniors were with the team back in 2017, a national championship team, and obviously they didn't win it that year, but just seeing all the different people that have come through the program since, Mike Houston as head coach, Brian Shore at quarterback, Cole Johnson at quarterback, all these other receivers, all these defensive names, like all these people that just circle around you. It means a lot. These seniors do mean a lot, and they're going to be missed, but Signetti's confident. Everyone in that room today was confident about where this program's going in the future, and some even said it felt just like the CAA.
And, you know, JMU now 8-3 after today's win. A pretty historic season, 2 major comebacks against App State and Georgia State. How big of a season was this for JMU as a program?
This was the season that JMU needed to have because they wanted to step into the Sun Belt on the right foot. This was something that is what makes Bourne a really good athletic director, is that he knew that this move would put JMU in a position to be in a level where they're surrounded by their peers, is the phrase we heard, you know, the last 2 years constantly, but at the same time, be able to be competitive right off the bat, and JMU did that. I mean, this team was picked 6th in the East in August. 6th, and they came out, and they're the statistical Kings of the East, as we've now been dubbed. And so you're looking at this big transition here, and JMU made it look seamless. They made it look very clean and very calm. And I mean, when you take down a ranked team at home, you can't really say that it hasn't been an unsuccessful season.
And then it's senior day, obviously, for JMU football, but it's senior day for us, too. So I guess any last thoughts, any last words for you, Madison?
Oh, you're going to make me go first?
Savannah can go first.
The Breeze is an opportunity that not a lot of people get. Not all student media organizations in the country get to be at every road game, get to be at every home game, get to do things that some people would dream of. I was one of them as a kid who wanted to be involved with this team, and in this way I got to be, and I got to tell what was actually going on with JMU, not just the good, not just the bad. So this has been an amazing experience for me. My first game, I'm actually in the same shirt that I wore in that first game, surprisingly enough, was in the spring season of 2021. So to think about how Cole Johnson's slow start from there, and Chris Thornton's first season playing with the team, to hear now he's probably going to be on a Sunbelt All-Conference team. He was the first preseason All-Sunbelt selection in program history. It shows you a lot about where this team is going and how they're developing, and I think it's been an amazing experience, and the Breeze is awesome.
Madison, for you, how much has this been, and I mean, what's it like now being being your last game?
You know, it's been a whirlwind of emotions. I won't lie. I got a little teary-eyed in the press box watching the clock hit 0. I mean, this is a team that I've dedicated the last better part of 2.5 years of my college career to covering and getting information out to, the viewers, to be able to share these athletes' stories. I've had opportunities to hear from players and hear their journeys, the good, the bad, the heartbreaking moments, and, being there through some of the most historic 2 years of JMU athletics history, not just football, but just athletics in general, has been incredible, and it's a little bittersweet. To have this win be the final game that we get to cover is really special. But at the same time, you think about it and you realize we're getting old and we're seniors, and so it's hard to kind of fathom everything right now.
It is. It's very special. I mean, we've all seen this program kind of go from competing, in FCS championships, and now making that transition, switching conferences to the Sun Belt, and then this historic season here. It's been truly special, and I know for the TV side, Breeze TV, as soon as I joined this organization, I don't even think we covered football games, and so now to not only be covering football games, but be on the sideline and get, to go down to New Orleans to really cover this, it's definitely a special moment, and I just thank all of you here joining me for such a great time, and the viewers at home for watching alongside us, so thank you.